everyone. Welcome to our next episode of the Two Shazias.
Hey, Shazia, hold on a second. First of all, we're not the two Shazias. We're just two Shazias. And welcome, everybody.
What? We're not the only one? Come on, really?
Come on, girl. I would keep telling you, we're just two Shazias. There's no the in the two Shazias.
It sounds nice though, doesn't it?
It does kind of sound cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. All right. Thanks for bringing me back down to earth.
you're welcome.
Now that I'm down here, so let's talk about sisterhood. I've been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks since Mother's Day, and you know what? Sisterhood. I feel as growing up, watching my mother, watching her friends, the tight knit community that they built within each other because they didn't have any immediate family here as immigrants. They did not
True.
have any
Yes.
family here.
Yes.
I felt like that they were my family. Those aunties that my mother was around.
They're not your real
No,
aunties,
they're not
right?
my real aunties. These are not blood relatives. These are friends, very good friends. And they're still friends. My mother and her besties are still friends.
And you still call them auntie?
I still call them auntie.
See,
This is a cultural thing.
but see, I do remember that too, growing up, and all the aunties being in the street. And I remember my mom always telling us, "This is such and such auntie. This is such and such auntie." But when we would meet you could say a Gori auntie, we didn't call her auntie. We called her by a name. That was Sharon. That was Jane.
Yeah.
That was Karen. What about you?
That's how we were. My mother raised us. Everybody was auntie so and so, auntie so and so, auntie so and so. There were so many aunties we had to keep. So then, when I had my children, I told them, they're like, "How many aunties do we have?" So, but by then, my children actually had blood relatives. They had aunts and uncles. It was a little bit different for us. But watching my mother and how these women and like did anything for each one of them. They would cook together. They would sit together, watch movies together, laugh together, raise their children together. It was like a community.
That's true. But Shazia, before we start, did you get your chai the cup?
I did get my chai the cup. I got tea. I got tea. Do you have tea?
I got green tea today. What you got?
I got regular tea. I got
Desi
chai.
chai?
I got chai, spicy chai.
See, I like this. I like desi chai. I had kadak chai the other day. I didn't like it because they put lechi in it.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not
I
a big
love
lechi.
lechi. I love kadak. Yeah.
मैंने वो lechi पसंद नहीं है.
Yeah, but I drink that cold. I don't drink it hot. I drink it cold, if you believe
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So go back to our sisterhood.
Yes.
What is you were asking me? What do I think about sisterhood? Sisterhood for me is not like I said my blood relative, my blood sister, the one that my mom gave me, my older two sisters or my younger sister. That's not sisterhood for me. That's just somebody by default you have to love them. Okay.
True.
Sisterhood for me is my three best friends. Right. So there's my two best friends that you know about, and obviously there's you. You
Thank
are my
you.
sister from oh gore nahi kehndे ਹੁੰਦੇ sister from another mother.
Yes,
I
I
would say
am.
you're my that sister from another mother, father, whatever, right?
Right.
But I connect with all three of you so well. But Shazia, sisterhood doesn't always mean warm and fuzzy. You know
Oh
that.
no, no, no. I know that. I mean, sisterhood. If it's a select group of women, we will have similarities. All right, but there will be always that one or two who just is a little bit different, tries to ruffle feathers. We get all of that. We need that. We need that too.
No, Bishazi, I'm not talking about the one that ruffles your feathers. That I don't class that as sisterhood.
Yeah.
What do you think? That's more of an acquaintance, a friend
Friend,
holding in
that's
the
true.
group, you know?
That's it. Because you know what? I almost think it's like a sorority.
It
You
is.
you have to let people in very cautiously. You're gonna have your guard up, and you're gonna be like, okay, do I really want her to be part of this? I remember a time a couple years ago, one of my friends, very dear friend, she turned 50, and she invited us for a birthday party, surprise, all to the beach. There
Oh,
was
I
six
love
of us
that.
there from different walks of life, all professions, you name it. We talked so much that weekend, uncensored. We talked about everything: religion, politics, marriages, children, homes, you name it. But we did not pause. We did not have that awkward pause. That's what sisterhood is. There's no
Yeah.
awkward pause in sisterhood.
But see, you can't share everything. I mean, like I say, I share everything with you. You know that.
Yes.
But there is some things you know that I don't share with you. Like
Yeah.
like maybe the intimate stuff between my husband and I. I don't want to share that,
I don't need
right?
to know that.
There's probably like some really personal stuff going on with my actual family. Maybe I've not told you everything, you know. But then sometimes when I'm frustrated, I just need someone to vent to, and you're always that ear, and my other two friends are always those ears that I'll pick up the phone, I'll say, da, 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 this happened. And they'll be like, calm down, Guri, calm down.
Yeah.
You know, just chup kar ja 2 minute.
Yeah.
And that just itself is for me sisterhood. but at least I know that I'll come back to you in a month or something and you're not going to throw it back in my face.
No.
ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਚਪੇੜ ਮਾਰਤੀ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੇ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ ਹੁਣ ਇਹ
Yeah.
ਹੋ ਗਿਆ.
No.
I don't like that.
I would never be that friend.
I know
and
you're not.
and I, you know what, I've met such wonderful, magnificent women in my life, and the ones who are part of my circle, they know who they are. I've known some people for 40 plus years, and I've known some for like maybe 10 years, like you, but we're so connected. I
Yeah.
connect instantly. Either I do or I don't. I'm not.
We did, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did. And we were like, it was like 30 seconds, and we were like friends. And I knew we were going to be friends for the rest of our lives. And look where we are now.
And we were the two Shazias before we even knew we were the two Shazias.
Exactly, exactly. And this is like a friendship that I respect. Okay, I have a lot. I respect your boundaries. I respect your love, your kindness. When you do things, you don't make that face. And if you do, it's okay because you know
Yeah.
what? You're being honest. There's no fakeness in sisterhood. Okay, sisterhood is you will. I would do anything for you within possible
I know
reasoning.
you would.
I would do anything for you. And because we have the children that are the same age, then we have grandchildren that are about the same age.
Yes.
That even makes us more connected. But then there's other women who have made such an impact on my life too, and I'm like, yes, this is my posse. This is my circle. I want to be around these women.
So sisterhood, Shazia, is not just all about handi pakana या recipes share करना
No.
या फिर कपड़े एक दूसरे से check करना. It's not about that, right?
No, 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 no. So his sisterhood is about having patience, okay? Putting your ego aside. Let that person who needs to vent, let them talk. And then, you know what? Give them an opinion, give them some insight, but don't judge them.
Don't
Because
judge.
don't
Yes.
judge them because I think we do enough of that in our culture. In any culture, really, there's
It's
a lot of judgment.
Judgment is so easily done,
Yeah, of
yaar.
course
It's
it
so
is.
easily done.
We make up our mind about someone as soon as they walk in the room, and we're like, yeah, but then you're like, hey, I think that girl has something that I think stands out. Maybe I'll go over there and talk to her. And then you know what? 10 years later, she's your best friend, and she's in your circle. You
But
know?
see, we don't. For I find in South Asian culture, especially in auntie culture, we don't give compliments that easy.
No,
We're
we
not
don't.
easily giving compliments. And for me personally, I don't take compliments that easily. If somebody gives me a compliment, like I remember you saying something to me like, "Hey, I really like your shirt," and I was like, "Okay, why did she like my shirt?" It's like just simply say thank you. My daughter taught me that. She said,
Yeah.
"Amma, just simply say thank you and move on. Why do you have to start giving an explanation? Okay, where did you get the shirt from and all
Right.
this, you know?"
Well, then you need to hang around me, okay? Because when somebody gives me a compliment, I'm like, yeah, I know. Thank you. I always say thank you. I use good manners, but I don't look for compliments. But if somebody gives it to me, I take it in good tiding, and I'm like, okay, thank you so much. But I've learned over the years to reciprocate, and I will give compliments. This was years ago. I was in Delaware. I saw this older African American lady. She must have been 80. Beautiful woman I had ever seen in my life. Okay, she was dressed. I think she had just come from church. She had on like really nice clothes and everything. And I just went up to her and I said, you know what? Thank you so much. And she goes, what for, young lady? I said, you are beautiful.
Oh,
I said,
that's so
thank you
sweet.
for setting the standard so high. She goes, oh, I've always dressed like this. And thank you so much. I appreciate your
You probably
compliment.
made her day that
Oh
day.
my God. I mean, I was in awe of her because she was so beautiful and she was so graceful. That's what we should give each other as
But we
so.
don't, yaar, we don't. This is what I'm saying. You walk into a room and you're wearing the most beautiful shalwar kameez. You spend so much money on your costume jewelry and your shoes alone, right? And you walk in and nobody will even acknowledge you apart from your actual sisterhood friends,
Yes, yes.
right? Your bhenchara.
Bhanchara.
I know you don't like the Punjabi word of it because it sounds kind of funny to you,
Yeah.
which is funny because you're Punjabi first,
Yeah.
then American, and I'm English speaking first, then Punjabi.
Right.
But Bhenchara comes so naturally to me.
Yeah.
But I don't have a huge circle of Bhenchara friends.
I
You
don't
do.
either. I
You
do.
do.
I also have like sets. I have a couple of sets. But you know what? If I united all these women together in one room, we would all get along. I know we
That's
would get
good.
along because I know the type of friendship that I look for.
Do you not feel that they would clash though?
They might, but you know what? At the same time, I feel as older, a little bit older women, a little bit wiser women with a little bit more experience in life, we can get past that. There really shouldn't be any reason why we need to act petty. We don't.
That's true. Shazia, do you think that we learned sisterhood from watching our moms and watching the aunties that grew up around us? Or they were grown up, obviously, but we were watching them. Do you think we got sisterhood from there, or where do you think we got sisterhood from?
I think for me it's 50-50. I think I watched my mom, I watched all the aunties, I watched that connection that they had. And I think when I was choosing my friends or whatever I was, crossing paths with people, I think I chose very select group of friends. I didn't just go and be friends with everybody. That wasn't me. I wasn't a social butterfly. I was not.
No,
I'm
you
not.
social butterfly? Yes. See,
Yeah,
I was the opposite. I was very shy.
me too.
I don't believe you're shy. I cannot believe that for a one
Why
second.
doesn't
And
anybody believe that
even
I'm shy?
because I don't even think our listeners are gonna believe that you're the shy one. No.
I was meek. I was like a wallflower. Nobody even noticed I was there. I swear.
I think if you were like that now, I don't think we would have been friends.
No, no. I don't think
No.
I would have any friends then because I was so isolated. I just tried to be like, I'm only going to have this kind of friend or I'm going to have this kind of friend. It was when I met these friends later in life, when I was a mature adult, that I realized these women bring so much to my life. They bring so much wisdom, so much joy. And I like these women. I like talking to them. And guess what? I'm not in any competition with them. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't need to compete with any of them because we're all good in our own way. Let's bring it together. Let's go on a trip. Let's go on a car ride. And you know what? Let's go to the coffee shop and just talk our heads off.
Yeah, so basically, sisterhood for you is bringing it all to the table. And when we talk about bringing it to the table, this is a big table. This
This
is
is
a
a
buffet dining huge table.
okay. So then you get a bigger table. We'll get a bigger
We
table.
need to get a bigger
But
table.
don't you think it would be neat if just like you and me, somebody was sitting here listening to us and thinking, okay, I truly understand this, and you know what? I'm going to sit with my friends and I'm going to talk at this table and we're going to talk about whatever and maybe reconnect.
Reconnect, yeah.
Reconnection
We they
is important.
could,
Yeah.
but when I was doing my research on sisterhood,
Hmm.
I found a lot of negativity. I'll be honest. I
There
found
is
a lot of
negativity.
negative,
There is.
especially in our Desi culture. Might be in the Gora culture too,
Yeah.
right? And other cultures. But in Desi culture, I was doing some research on it, and they always say, and my mom said this too, and I was clarifying with her last night that she says ਭੈਣਾਂ ਉਹ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਵਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਹਰ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ and I was like why not she says ਕਿਉਂਕਿ they will overtake your house ਔਰਤ
Mm.
ਔਰਤ ਦੀ ਦੁਸ਼ਮਣ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ
हो सकती है.
so how can we justify sisterhood and not be afraid that they'll come and invade in our house they'll take our husband they'll take our kids they'll take our lifestyle
That's
that's the toxic part of it
that's
right
the toxic part of it. And you know what? It's an interesting. I'm really like thinking about it now. But you know what? That's where remember we talked about parameters.
yeah
Parameters exist everywhere.
of course
If you guys are friends, even in friendship, we have parameters. Like you said, we don't talk about everything, but we talk about everything.
true
So what we don't talk about, if you don't feel the need to share with me, don't share with me. But I'm not gonna let just somebody come and invade my space, take all this gravitational pull away from me, and then just walk out. No, that's not gonna happen. I will have boundaries, and my friends know. You know me. Anytime I'm thinking something, you can see it on my face, and you're like, "Yeah, I know what you're thinking."
but see sometimes best friends actually dig daggers into their best
They
friends.
do. I know. I've
And
had
I've
that.
always been afraid of that.
Yeah.
Always been afraid of that.
I haven't been afraid of it. I just separate myself with it because it's a behavior that you're allowing. So then you separate yourself.
But how do you find out until it's happened to you?
Yeah.
That's what scares me.
Some people are pretty easy. You can read them right away. I'm a good reader. I'm a good
Okay.
reader. I have very, I can, on my fingers, I can count my friends. Honestly,
Okay.
I'm not even lying. Everybody else is an acquaintance, really.
Okay. Yeah.
But the ones that I have, they have had my back since I was 8 years old.
Oh, that's
They
good.
have had my back since I was like 25 years old. So these friends will always have my back. And then there were friends who literally picked me up from the bottom of the barrel, stood me back up, and said, "Get going, girl. You need to get this."
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've had those friends. You guys know who you are. Please, thank you for being in my life. I love you. And there's one person who kind of set the tone for sisterhood. This was I met her when I was 15, and she was my boss's wife. She her name was Angel, but she was stunning when I met her. I was like, oh my God, I want to be just like her. That was my first
Mm-mm.
light into like, if I want to emulate someone, this is who it is. She was positive. She was beautiful. She was professional. And I was like, she set the tone for me to see what kind of a person I would look for in my life.
You
As a,
wanted to be like
I
her.
wanted to be like
I've
her.
never imagined you to be wanted to be like someone
I,
other
she,
than just yourself.
yeah, but the thing is, when and we're still friends. Here's the funny part: we are still 40 plus years later. We are still friends, and she's still gorgeous. I still
Wow.
look up to her, and I thank
Beautiful.
her for coming into my life because you know what? That's how I think friends orbit around each other. And you know
Yeah.
what? Either they'll stay in your orbit or they'll get out of your orbit.
See, I remember watching certain TV shows with my best friend, and calling her up and just having a good gupshup.
Hmm?
We didn't have internet then. I don't want to sound like a dinosaur, but we had regular rotary
Hey, you
phones.
had a good life back then. Okay, you had a good life back then.
We did. We had
Yeah.
rotary phones, and we were
The
lucky.
rotary phone.
Rotary phones.
Oh.
I Allah ji. The young generation is probably thinking, what are these budgies talking
They're gonna look it
about?
up. They're gonna ask Google to look it up.
That's so true. Just like I googled benchara, my husband was determined that there is no word. He said bhaichara hai, benchara.
Has to
There's
be.
no such
Why
word.
wouldn't Why wouldn't you have one or the other?
We googled it.
We
You know,
Googled it.
Google is our next best friend.
Google, thank you so much.
Google gives us a lot of things. It can be my Google can be part of my sisterhood
Yes,
if
Google
Google was a
can.
lady.
Yes, Google was a lady. There you go. I think that's the thing. That's
Shazia, did you finish your tea yet?
no, it's still there. It's getting kind of lukewarm, but it's still there. It's good.
Mine is nice and cold.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I want to try something different, Shazia, today.
Okay, what?
I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Oh my
I'll
God.
throw you a couple of questions and then you can throw me some if you want.
Okay.
So, why do you think our sisterhood lasted this long? It's been more than a decade.
It has been more than a decade. And you know what?
And don't be all warm and fuzzy. Be
No, I'm
truthful.
not being warm and fuzzy. I just think we have a lot in common. You remember there was like 2 or 3 years in between where we didn't talk to each other
We
for
were
like a
too
couple of
busy.
years. We were too busy.
Yeah.
And you didn't know a whole lot of stuff had changed with me. And then when we got together, but you always checked on me.
Yeah.
And I
And
always
so did
checked on
you.
you.
So did you.
So the thing is, it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to chit chat every day, but we do. We do. We talk every day. But sometimes that love is always there. That respect is always there. Just want to make sure you were okay. I might not have a long, extended conversation with you, but I just want to make sure you were okay. The children
I
were
need a
okay.
tissue.
Oh,
I'm gonna
please.
cry.
This is not even warm and fuzzy. Stop, okay?
You know me.
Yeah.
I get weepy
Yeah,
anyway.
we're gonna have to buy stock and tissues then. Come
Oh
on,
man,
girl.
come on, girl. Okay, so here's another one. Why does sisterhood, or what does sisterhood bring to the table that our blood sisters don't?
With sisterhood, we don't need to use any discretion. We
True.
don't need to walk on eggshells.
Teague,
With
yes.
blood sisters, relatives,
I have to be
mothers,
careful.
daughters, we have to be very careful because it's going to go within the whole family. With sisterhood, there is no discretion. We can say anything, and I don't even care if somebody's judging me. I really don't care. I'm going to say what I need because that's why you're part of my circle. You're part of my sisterhood because I can openly tell you things about my life. Okay, not everything, but we don't use discretion. I don't have to be like, oh, I don't know, should I
Tippy
say this?
toe.
Tippy toe around, topics or
Yeah.
subjects. I've talked about religion with my friends, which is a really
Oh, it's a tough
it's
one.
a tough one. But you know what? My friends respected me. We all had different opinions, but
Wow.
we all were like, you know what? This is a good
It's a
conversation. We
good
need to do this
conversation.
more. So
Yeah.
there's no discretion.
Where's the boundary, Shazia and sisterhood? Where's the boundaries?
Boundaries are like if my friends are married, have spouses, significant others, and everything. I'm so happy for them. I'm so proud of them. Their marriages, their life. Keep all that to yourself. Share things if you want to. We're not gonna have a bitch fest.
Yeah,
We're
that's
not.
true.
We're not gonna have a bitch fest.
कुत्तियां की तरह लड़ना नहीं है
नहीं है वो
बस.
नहीं है. ਦੱसो Manu, if there's something you need, I will always give you advice. I will always. I'm big on
And your
advice.
advice is always so good.
Oh, thank you. Are you trying to get all warm and fuzzy
I'm
on
putting a
me?
little bit of chutney and butter on you
Hi,
too,
hi,
you know.
hi. Butter khatam ho jayega. So let me ask you a question, since you're being
Okay.
okay. So, what do you think sisterhood consumes your life on the daily?
So no, Shazi, it doesn't. Like my day starts very busy, and in the middle, I do have some time where I usually, I check in with you, and you always check in with me first thing in the morning.
Hmm.
तेरा message ना आया होवे तो I'm always like, "इधर message क्यों नहीं आया?" Do you remember the other day that I was sending you a message and you were sending me the voice note at the same time, and I thought
We're
it
the
was so
same, girl.
funny.
We're the
It was
same.
so
Whether
funny.
you want to believe it or not, we're the
And
same.
I'm trying to organize a trip to go to New York with my other two friends, and it's not consuming my life. It's part of my life.
But then you told me about that Sunday that you went out with your friends and you said you
Oh
had a
yeah.
fabulous time,
Oh
right?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
If it's with you, I have a different kind of fabulous
Uh-huh.
time. When with my other two friends, like I said, we just let loose.
Yeah.
I remember in the car we were talking about something. I'm not going to get into detail about it because it was a bit too much personal stuff.
Hmm.
But it was shocking to them that I was willing to talk about stuff like that with them. But
But the
it's just so much fun.
here's the thing. That's the comfort level you achieve in sisterhood because you feel that these women are going to have your back. Okay, they might say something later on, maybe, and then you just say, "Hey, stop! I share this in confidence. I share this information. Please don't, use it against me again."
Do
That's
you
where the pettiness comes in.
do you know, Shazia? That's when you know your real sisterhood sister friends
Yes.
from the fake ones,
Yes.
because if you say something to someone and it comes round through somebody else, you know who you said that to.
Right.
So that's why I would say to the younger generation, we're telling you this from experience. We're in
Mm-hmm.
our 50s,
Right.
okay? I'm going to put it out there. We are in our
We
50s.
are.
We've learned 50 years of
It's all
friends
life.
from primary school, nursery school, through primary school, through secondary school, high school, college, jo bhi keh lo, right?
Yeah.
ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਤਾਂ learn ਕੀਤਾ ਵਾ. So if we're telling you this and you're listening to us, first of all, thank you. And second of all, I hope you learned something, because don't trust everybody in your
No,
life.
no, no. I would not. I've had a friend, my best friend from childhood. We've been friends since we were 8 years old. She knows things about me that even my sister doesn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I would literally have to destroy her phone and all of my messages and everything because she knows so much about my life and I know about hers. But the things that she shared with me and things I've shared with her, it's just between the two of us. That's it. She won't share with her sister. I won't share with my sister. I won't share with another friend. No, because you know what? That's the respect that we have for each other, and we've grown up so much. And I'm so proud that she's in my life. And
Good.
I know you are too. You talk about your friends, and you know what? That's how you should talk about your sisterhood friends with like honor and pride and say, these are my girls. They're going
Yeah.
to back me up and we're going to go out and we're going to do this. That's how you should be. There shouldn't be any like hardship.
There
Okay.
shouldn't
There
be.
shouldn't be.
Because I remember you called the other day and we were talking. I said, hey, I need to hang up. Or something happened and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, I need to hang up. We just hung up.
Oh, God, that's it.
ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਚੜਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ
I'm not going to
ਤੈਨੂੰ
go
ਕਿ
cry in the corner.
ਯਾਰ I would have probably gone crying. No, I'm just
Oh, my
kidding.
God.
Give me more tissues. But I think in real friendships, there should be one, there should be boundaries,
Yes.
yes, but there also should be that comfort level where say, hey, I'm hanging up. I got to go.
Right.
And that's it. And
Yeah.
end of conversation. Not this standing at the door for 2 hours doing our desi style goodbyes,
Goodbyes. Yeah, no, I
Like
can't
we've
do
done the
that.
goodbyes on the sofa and then we've done them again
Oh,
at the
no.
door.
That door's closing as soon as you walk out. I'm sorry. That door's closing
You're
as
not
soon as
gonna
you walk out.
follow me all the way to my car,
No,
and
no.
then wait till my car leaves the street. I've
Yeah,
seen
and
that.
then think all night. Is she gonna call me tomorrow? Did she have a good time? Did she eat okay? No, I'm
That's
not
not
gonna do all
sisterhood,
that.
right?
That's not.
That's
That's a lot.
consuming too
No,
much.
that's a lot of work.
It's
I'm
too much
I'm
work.
old. That's a lot of work. I'm not doing all that.
Do you know when you said that right there, I'm old? I was listening to something the other day, and there was two young girls, and they were saying, "Hey, we're old," and I'm thinking to myself, "Girl, you're not even
Yeah, no.
near the age of old. Not even near. You've not even got half of the experience that we
And
have."
when I say old, I'm talking about experience. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not.
I'm
Not
not
saying
putting out
I'm
that
not
I'm
putting
old.
that.
I'm
Oh,
sorry. At
I'm
50s,
talking
I'm in
about
my prime right now.
experience, and I'm talking about wisdom. I'm talking about all the times that you had to step back, take your ego and put it away for a little while just because you wanted to help somebody else, whether it's your friend, your sister, whoever. But the thing is, when women help each other out in any sort of a relationship, I think we win. I think we win.
True.
All right. You know what? This is the last questions. I'm done with this portion right now because we got to talk about other things. So, you and I, we both have daughters that are the same age.
Hmm.
What do you think that they are learning from our sisterhood?
So, Shazia, I don't know if they're learning from our sisterhood. My daughters have watched me, what watched me be the way I am with you and with my
Mm-hmm.
other two friends, right? They love that. The friendship that I have,
Mm-hmm.
I think, and my daughter will be okay if I say this, my oldest one, she doesn't make friends that easily. But
Mm.
the friends that she does have, she's like me, she has a very, very small circle. She holds on to them. But Shazia, she keeps them apart from her house life.
Okay, good.
That's what she's learned.
And that.
The younger one, she's a little different. She's a bit of a social butterfly. She'll make friends wherever she goes. She's got a lot of friends, but I think she still has to find her sisterhood friends.
Okay.
How about yours?
She's young. Yeah, my daughter doesn't have any sisterhood friends. She has one good friend that they've been friends since I think middle school, and I know they come and go with each other, but I don't think she's found that circle yet. And I want her
Is
to
she too
find.
young? Maybe that's
I think
why.
she's too young, and when girls are young, it takes them a long time to put their egos aside. And I will use the word ego
Do
because
you think
that's
it's
what
ego or trust?
both.
Okay.
But young girls, because they're kind of coming into their own, they're developing their own ego. They don't want to know if they're going to be this way or that way. And whenever they see another girl who might be competition, they're not going to be friends with them. They're not going to be.
Really?
They're not going to be friends
We
with them.
didn't have that.
I don't think I had that. I never competed with anybody for any
No,
kind. I didn't.
I
You don't want to
never.
talk to me? Okay, go ahead.
I did my own thing. I just,
Tomorrow's another day.
if I wanted to wear like something, I was gonna wear.
I've never been a follower. I've always been a leader. I've never been a follower.
Me
I
too.
don't follow
God, I
anything.
hate it when you copy me. Stop copying me. I was a leader too. Well, okay, you're older than me. You're the baji. No, you're the
Oh, no, no,
auntie.
no.
You're the auntie.
ਆਹੋ ਚੱਲ ਆਂਟੀ ਕਰ ਲੈ
You're
ਮੈਨੂੰ
the
ਕੋਈ
auntie.
ਗੱਲ
I'm the
ਨਹੀਂ
baji.
ਚੱਲ ਚੱਲ
Uh,
ਲੈ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਬਾਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਲੈ ਲੈ
I-
ਬਾਜੀ
we're
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ
not.
ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹਾਂ
We're not following or copying. You're right. But for our daughters, I do wish them all the best. Same
yeah
with all the other daughters. ਧੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਂਝੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਵਾ ਸਭ ਦੀਆਂ, right?
yes
I love that in Punjabi
Punjabi
culture.
and it only sounds good in Punjabi
It does.
uh,
Imagine saying that in English. ਧੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਂਝੀਆਂ. How do you say that in English?
ਰਾਜਾ
Daughters are
ਜਾ ਗੂਗਲ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ
daughters
ਕੇ
are
ਪੁੱਛ
shared?
ਹਾਂ
No.
ਜਾ ਗੂਗਲ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਪੁੱਛ ਪਹਿਲੇ
I'm gonna ask Google. You know I'm gonna
I
Google
know
that.
you are because some things I think should be said in Punjabi and that's why every time I talk about it I notice even when I speak in Punjabi my English comes out and I try not to because sometimes there's not a word for that just like you said it now there's not a word for that in English or Punjabi
So
vice
English
versa
was your first language or Punjabi was?
Punjabi was my first language
Okay, and then
that's what I was
English.
taught then English
So in mine, it was opposite. English was my first language because my mom spoke English and my dad insisted on speaking English.
yeah
But my Baba, which was my grandfather, Baba spoke Punjabi.
uh-huh.
And if we didn't speak Punjabi with him,
yeah
we would not be able to communicate.
we learned Punjabi from my mother. Both my parents spoke Punjabi, but she was the more aggressor. She's the one who taught us all. And my brother and I were talking about it the other day, and he goes, "Yeah, we learned it from mom." You know.
You know where I fully learned it? I learned it from watching old Punjabi movies.
Hey.
Pakistani Anjuman style
Oh,
movies.
Mola Jat.
Mola Jat. What is this? With the guy with the big mustache, Sultan
Sultan
Rahi.
Rahi.
Oh man. If you guys ever get a
I
chance
believe
to
I remember
watch,
that.
I grew up watching them,
I
and my
watched those
sister
too.
used to make my real sister used to make videos of me dancing around.
You know who I learned that from? My dad used to watch them.
No,
There was one movie that my dad loved, Sora the Javadi.
I
Oh my
loved it.
God, we
There was
watched it
there
in
was one
Niva.
that I really loved, which was Heer Ranja.
हाँ हिरंजा
The
बड़ी
Punjabi Heer Ranja was, and
yeah.
the
Classics.
Punjabi, yeah, the Punjabi Umrao Jan.
हाँ.
Aren't we getting off
Okay,
topic
we're getting off
again?
topic again. Okay.
Okay, roll
All
it
right.
in, roll it in.
Roll it in, Shazia. Roll it in. You know.
So Shazi, give me a word of wisdom. What have you got for me
Word of
today?
wisdom. If you have a friend that you think could be your sister, just keep her.
Is this for the younger
This is
generation?
for the younger generation, okay? Because you know what? Friends are hard to come by. Good friends are really hard to come by.
Yes.
And then when you find one that's got your back, you will never be alone. You will always have somebody who's going to look out for you. And I've told you, magnificent women come into my life and they've taught me so much about sisterhood, about connecting, about being happy for each other, and just saying, hey, girl, your crown is crooked. Let me fix it for you.
Your crown is crooked.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the one-liner. What you doing?
Hey man, I just thought that one up. You know what? Would you let me walk around with a crooked crown?
No.
Okay.
I would straighten your crown in a heartbeat.
Yes, thank you. So that's what sisterhood is to
Yeah.
me. And that's how I feel that, you know what, we can make each other better. I'm not trying to change the world. I'm not trying to change the world here. I'm just trying to change the space that I am in, where my sisters are, where my actual family is, where my children are. Wouldn't it be better if everybody just had that one
It's too
special?
perfect. Yeah, it's too perfect.
Yeah.
Life is not too perfect like that.
No,
We're
it's
very
not.
blessed. I'll be
We're
honest.
blessed.
We're
Yes.
very blessed. With me, with my three best friends, and
Yeah.
with you, with your circle of friends. I think Allah da bahut shukar hai. Thank you, God,
Yes.
a million times.
Million times over.
How do you want to wrap it up? So you gave me your word of wisdom, didn't
Yeah.
you? Do you
You
want?
don't have a one liner, do you? Oh my
I
God. I
do.
cannot end this if you don't have a one
I
liner.
do.
Okay.
Shazia, here's my one liner. You ready for it?
Yeah.
What is a sisterhood sister?
What is it?
Well, she's a part-time therapist and she's a part-time unpaid detective.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I like that sister, huh?
All right. So now, should we get more tea?
I think mera to chai finish ho gayi hai. My green
mine
tea's
is done
done.
too.
I need some more.
I have so much. You know what? This sisterhood episode, I think we're gonna need a part two. I think we're gonna need a part two because I still have a lot to say. I think
Okay.
I still have a lot to say. I want to be kind to myself and get all my thoughts together and then speak and see what I can. But
Maybe we'll do it in the future couple episodes.
couple
What do you think?
episodes, maybe
Yeah.
we'll go back to this because I
Yeah.
think this is a good topic. This is something that I'm very proud of. I like this.
This is
topic.
something that you had said is like a deep dive.
It's a deep dive. It's a deep
Yeah.
dive. Sisterhood is a safe space. It is a safe
It is.
space. Okay.
You're very blessed if you have them.
Yep.
And
if you don't find them,
you're very unfortunate. I
yeah,
think.
you're very unfortunate, and then find them.
But you have to be careful.
Yes, you do have to be careful. There's a lot of toxic people out there.
Very toxic.
There
And
are.
that's what I think I'm always afraid of for my daughters. To find the wrong ones.
We don't and see as parents with wisdom and knowledge, we watch them. We don't want them to make any kind of mistakes that we know could happen possibly.
All right, sister, stop rambling on now because I need you to keep this for the second sisterhood episode. Wrap it up, please.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna go get some more tea. Okay. Audience, please follow us. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify. Please find your platform, whatever's easy for you. Come look for us, two Shazias. We're here to stay. We're going to go get some more tea. Until next time, bye.
Okay, I'm wrapping it up too. Remember, I'm going to follow up on Shazia here. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram at Two Shazias. Remember, it's not the Two Shazia, it's just Two Shazias.
Oh my
Our
goodness.
full episodes are going to be aired every Sunday on YouTube and also on Spotify. If you want to shoot us an email, we are at hello2shazias@yahoo.com. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us some comments because the feedback is super important. Otherwise, all we're doing is rambling on and talking to each other, and we need feedback. You know that. Thank you. Have a good one, everyone, and bye.